Today I'm going to be recreating the Lilo and Stitch trailer on the worst animation app, and here's the part that I'm going to be animating.
We have apprehended a dangerous experiment. Where is he?
He escaped.
He is trying to find the police cruisers.
But to make the challenge a bit more challenging, I'm going to give myself a time limit, and that time limit is 48 hours, which is bad because I am not an animator. So here's the game plan. I'm going to be separating the scene into two parts, with day 1 being part 1 and day 2 being part 2. So the scenes for day 1 is going to be the space scene where there's spaceships transporting stuff. Then it cuts to Stitch being in his jar acting sassy. Then the next cut is whatever this is. Yes, I know day 1 seems pretty easy, but you gotta put in perspective that I am a one-man army, because not only am I animating, but I'm also doing the backgrounds. Day 2, we got the assistant telling them bad news. Next cut is Stitch running away from the robots. Then we see Stitch escaping in the spaceship with a little POV of him shaking his bum. That's about it. Enough yapping, and let's begin day 1. It's officially day 1. You guys already know the plan. Just complete day 1. Will it be hard?
Where the fuck the function?
Alright, so the way that I structured day 1 was just to do the backgrounds first, then get to the animating portion. And as you see here, right now we're doing the background for the space scene. And the main key for this background was to make sure that we had all the details that the scene needed to make sure that we had everything flowing well. You can see me adding details for the spacecraft and to make sure that every single planet is in their design place. Then after we got done with that background, we moved on to our second scene's background, the Stitch scene. Now this is by far the easiest background amongst the other backgrounds because it's just a plate and a little background that is blurry. It's like not really much going on there. That probably took me like an hour. Then we moved on to our third scene's background, and this background was just a whole bunch of nothing. But I at least try to make sure that everything is somewhat similar to the original background. But this is what we got. Now it's time for the fun part, the animation. So for the first scene, the space scene, all I did was just make one spaceship and then copy and paste that multiple times. Then we draw rockets that are in the other side of the map, as you can see right here. After we got the drawing out the way, we animated. And like I said, it was very simple. I copied and pasted the spaceship, and for every single frame, I just animated it going smaller to have the illusion that it's going somewhere. And for the other spaceships, the same thing. Just copy and paste it and then animate them going smaller. And this is how the scene turned out.
We have apprehended.
Not too shabby. Alright, moving on to Stitch. So for Stitch, we try to make him as cool as possible by drawing every single arm. He has 4 arms, but as you can tell, I cannot draw hands. So for the animation portion, I animated his antlers going down and also his eyes closing. Then for the next portion of the animation, I added my own little twist. I animated Stitch putting his hands up, doing the Cardi signal. Yep. And then the actual animation, it shows Stitch acting sassy, so I also added my own little twist on that too. And here's how the scene turned out. Let's see how we're feeling. Just got done finishing up scene 1 and scene 2, and now we're gonna hop in the shower. But I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting scene 1 and scene 2 to look that good. The amount of frames that I added was actually insane. Now the plan is to shower, and then after the shower, work on scene number 3. And that is going to be the end of day 1. And now for our last and third scene of day 1, all we did was just draw this guy and animate him going closer to the scene. And that's all. It is officially the end of day 1. Try guessing the time. Wrong. It is 4 a.m. It is officially day 2 now. The game plan for day 2 is very simple. It's going to be the same exact thing as day 1. Just complete day 2. So first we did all the backgrounds for the scenes, starting with scene 1. If I'm being completely honest, this background is a whole bunch of nothing. So what I did first was just draw the desk, then poorly draw the background and make it blurry, because the main focus for the scene is the animation. So moving on to the background of scene 2, we drew the layout and then added colors and some lights and shadows, and it looks pretty bad. But moving on to the background of scene 3, it's pretty much just space, so I saved it for the end of day 2. Then our fourth and last background for day 2 is Stitch inside of a spaceship. We drew it. It looks very colorful and looks very good. Now it's time for the animation portion. So remember how I said scene 1 animation was going to be very hard to do? Well, not hard, but time consuming. Just to draw one frame, it took like 1 hour and a half. It was not easy because I had to get the human anatomy right. And that's pretty hard to do in drawing, but we managed to do it, and the animation does not look that bad. Moving on to scene 2 animation, what we did was just take this frame from scene 2 of day 1 and copy and paste it multiple times, making the illusion of Stitch going close to the screen. Then the animation of the robot shooting lasers, and this is how it turned out.
He escaped.
He is trying to find.
And that right there took a very long time, so let's see how we're doing. Just got done finishing up the first 2 scenes of day 2, and I am resting because wow, the animation on this is taking a very long time. But we're here. Just those 2 scenes alone took like 11 hours. But yeah, let's finish up scene 3. Now the animation for scene 3 is very simple. First we drew the spaceship, and for the animation portion, just make it go bigger. And this is how it turned out.
Police cruisers.
Now for the last scene of day 2, we copied this frame from scene 2 of day 1. For the animation, we drew his legs and animated him going side by side. And that is the completion of this challenge. Like and subscribe for more, and here's the final results.
We have apprehended a dangerous experiment. Where is he?
He escaped.
He is trying to find the police cruisers.